We'll be going over the clear I did for MOC 10 on my Warpless account, as well as a few simple tricks and strategy you can do with Fire MC and March 7th in terms of action order manipulation and positioning that will elevate their potential. Also, I saw some people in my comment section saying that March is D tier. I don't know. I personally have a different opinion, but what do you guys think? What would you place her at? Regardless, make sure to not miss out on the March section, as I will be showing you how to play her at an S tier level. In terms of layout, MOC 10 enemy layout was a lot more lenient for F2P teams. However, it still proved to be extremely difficult to survive while meeting the DPS check. In this case, because of the DPS check, I decided to bench Natasha and used Fire MC solo for the first half and March 7th solo for the second half. So the main enemy is the Malefic Ape for both waves. This elite boss has a mechanic called Wrathful Roar, which locks onto one of your units, and when your unit uses a skill, it will lock onto that unit. So its rotation is essentially turn 1, it will use the Wrathful Roar to lock on. Turn 2, it will then use Fury Majesty, one of its skill, to boost its damage. Then on the extra action of turn 2, it will do its Simian Strike, which is the big single target attack onto the locked enemy. Typically, I would run March against this unit, and then after determining who is the last person to use their skill, in this case, it would be Serval. In this example, I would preemptively shield them with March, and then when the ape strikes, this will guarantee that Serval will be shielded and is the only one that gets hit and takes 0 damage because she has a shield on her. However, March is deployed to the second team as she is needed there. That leaves Fire MC as the second best option, so we know that taunting with Fire MC's skill has a 100% base chance to make the ape attack Fire MC, even if the ape is locked onto a different target. However, using the effect hit rate formula without building any EHR, they will only have about a 70% chance to land the taunt, so if the taunt fails, it's going to not be a very fun time. The very simple trick is to speed tune Fire MC to place them at the very end of the team with speed boots so that they could be the last unit to use their skill, which will guarantee that the enemy will always lock onto them. Okay, so here's essentially the opener. We have 3 skill points, so we need to make sure that we have at least 1 skill point for Fire MC at the end. So in this case, I want to use skill with Heng. I want to use skill with Serval. That means that I have to normal attack with Asta to have enough skill points. And now we can use our skill normally. And at the very end, we can use our skill with Fire MC, which guarantees that he's the one that's going to get locked on, even if he doesn't taunt the enemy. So now we see again, Fire MC is at the very end. And yeah, we just repeat that process. As for the Decaying Shadow on wave 2, you'll only need to survive 2 of its single target attack, after which it will continuously enter its charged state and become a target dummy. Once in this state, I continuously break its toughness since the shadow is weak to all of my units. Once it recovers from the toughness break, it again will try to enter the charge state, and we just simply continue to beat down its toughness bar while maintaining focus and damage onto the Malefic Ape. And that's essentially all there is to it for the first half. It's very, very straightforward. Fire MC will carry us through the whole way. Okay, for the second half, now this is where one little trick with March can change everything. And I'm not talking about the, freeze the enemy on their extra action trick. There's a little bit deeper trick that I want to pull out of my bag and show you guys. So again, we can only bring 1 sustain, so this is where March becomes the MVP. However, initially I made a very big mistake here in terms of positioning. I will elaborate more on this once we get to the point where it makes sense. But for the first wave, the Stormbringers are very standard elites. They have a single target attack, a blast attack, and a big charge up into a big AoE attack. We initially get stomped by these guys with their blast attacks, then they proceed to charge up. This is now our window to burst them down and make sure that we are able to deal as much damage as we can to the enemies. Herta, in combination with Yukong buffs and Pela's defense shred with her ultimate, essentially is able to deal an absurd amount of damage as seen here. However, the big issue here is 1, I don't have a healer, and 2, there are Stormbringers, so that means that we take 2 blast attacks. So why are these blast attacks an issue? Well, the more damage we take, the less HP we have to battle True Sting with, and this is compounded compounded by the fact that we don't have a healer. And as seen here, we entered the second wave against the final boss with our team basically in rags. The blast attacks are an issue for March. She is known for being great at mitigating single target damage, but when it comes to blast attacks, then I can understand why people would put her in D tier. But what if I told you there's a specific way to mitigate the blast attacks and render them nearly obsolete? Well, this is where the importance of positioning comes in. We are told early on when we first play Honkai Star Rail that we should put our tanks on the further sides, either in the first or fourth slot, to mitigate the spread of damage when our tanks soak the damage. This is true with all tanks except for March. So in this situation, the way that I play March is not as a tank, but as a tank maker. Her skill provides an ally a shield, but it also increases their aggro value, making them more of a priority target for attacks. So as you guys see here, when I shielded Pela, her aggro value went up. Now she's basically going to be taking majority of the hit, about 65% of it. The enemy then slaps Pela with 2 blast attacks, resulting in Yukong taking collateral damage and losing about half of her HP, which is a lot. Okay, so maybe we should shield March instead. Well, as seen here, if we shield March, Pela will end up in the same position as Yukong with half HP, right? So it's like, who do you want half HP, Yukong or Pela? So is there a way, or what is the solution that we could do? Well, it's to move March to position 2 and have her shield the unit at position 1. This way, the unit at position 1 will tank the hit, but is shielded, so they won't take damage. March takes the hit, but she's built as a tank, so her EHP is very high, and it doesn't really matter as much. She's able to really just tank a lot of damage, so it's fine if she takes the damage. As seen here, I give Herta the shield. She has about 56% chance to soak the hits, and she takes 2 blast attacks, but ultimately we barely took any damage overall. This way, we effectively saved a ton of damage from being distributed to Yukong and effectively rendering the blast attack obsolete because we're not taking any damage except for a little bit from March and a little bit of shield damage from Herta. I'm currently using the Preservation Light Cone texture of memories, which greatly helps with giving March an extra shield, but this light cone isn't necessary. It is nice, however, if you do have it. As for who to put in that slot 1, typically you'll want to put the unit that want the energy the most. I would either put a support like Yukong, which is a great choice, but I ultimately picked Herta, as the more ER I can get on Herta, the more damage I can dish out. So now not only is March good at mitigating single target damage, but she is also amazing at mitigating blast damage with the right technique. Furthermore, it also gave my team more damage from the energy Herta gets, as mentioned earlier. This small change alone resulted in this. It came down to the wire, I would say. But without this technique, it wouldn't even be close, right?
真面目うちのとっておきをくらえ。殴ったね。
We're gonna get energy in just a second right now. No, we didn't get the energy. No, it didn't attack us. Oh no, this is bad. I think we still got it, right? Oh no, I needed that, like one of the bugs to attack my Yukong. Oh no 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 no. Here, this is 200 IQ play right here. Are you guys ready for this? We're gonna attack the minion, and then Herta's gonna, dude. Okay, right here. Herta's gonna pop off. And then she's gonna get the energy? Oh, okay, okay, okay. I think we got it. Yeah, okay. Nice play. Nice play. Wow. There we go. That took a lot longer than I thought it would. It's been like an hour. Holy dude, this is so hard. So many failures. Oh my god. There we go. That was honestly the hardest one yet. Oh. But we were able to get it done. Also, as for relics, it's important to get the substats over 4-piece. As you guys can see here, when you take a look at the relic, all my characters, mainly the DPS, they don't have 4 pieces except for Herta. All the DPS are running 2-piece plus broken pieces. That will really help elevate their damage, because 4-piece currently it's in its primitive state. It's not very powerful right now until probably 2.0, where they release more OP relics. We're at 6,206, 62,680 jades. Very nice, very nice.